Okay, all right, you guys. Wasn't our best effort in terms of execution and stuff tonight, but I'm really proud of our team to come back like we did after, 36, 38 hours after a huge game the other night. I'm actually really proud of these guys and how hard we played. And North Texas is a really good team. They won their conference last year. They're going to win it again, more than likely. And I thought we did a great job, especially defensively. So let's go.
Specifically, did you like defensively?
Oh, I just thought the energy early. They scored a field goal on their first possession, and then they just got one more the rest of the half. When you're only allowing 2 field goals and a half, that's getting it done. And we played a bunch of kids, so it was everybody coming in and making a contribution defensively. Second half, we let up just a little bit, but at least offensively, we got our pace going, and so that the game itself was a little faster paced. Which is what we wanted. So we just got to put our second half offense into the first half and our first half defense in the second half, start putting this together.
Would you rather see that in a game like this, that the defensive presence is there despite the shots maybe not falling early on?
Well, I'm an offensive coach, so I just think for us to maximize our potential as a team, we want to get the game up and down. I thought the second half we did that. Toyed with kind of a different lineup. We went with 1 big and 4 guards and tried to spread them out, and we had some success with it. We got some open shots. We didn't make our threes, like we want to, but I actually kind of liked that lineup, so something new for us.
Did it feel like a bit of a hangover after the big win over Baylor?
Well, I would have thought that if we would have kind of not been on point defensively. But we were ready to play. Those kids, we defended really well in that first half. So to me, that means the experience won out. They were ready, and we just didn't execute it the way we wanted to. But I thought they were ready. That's a veteran team that can do that. Because let's face it, that was a huge game the other night, and we didn't mention it at all yesterday in practice. We didn't even watch the film. We just moved on to North Texas because we knew it was such a quick turnaround.
Points off the bench. It's the second time that's happened this season. How impressed have you been with some of the role players coming off this year already?
Yeah, when your 2 leading scorers are coming off the bench, that's impressive. But that's how it's going to be all year long. All year long.
What's sort of your philosophy on 3-point shooting? It seemed like early on they didn't care too much to take those shots, and then sort of letting it fly a little bit more in the second half.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. If the right people have the ball in the right spot, they should be shooting it. And it was nothing by design, really. We just kind of let them open it up a little bit more in the second half.
Does Elisa continue to surprise you at all? I mean, maybe you've known this, maybe you've seen this for a while, but it just seems like every game she's doing something to kind of spark this unit from the bench.
Who was that? Oh, yeah, no, she's terrific. She does it every day in practice. She's a menace. Capital M out there. And she's shooting it. She attacked the basket. She's just a really good player. It's nice to have that kind of an energy player coming off the bench right now.
Obviously into the season, the lineup's been the same every time. Is this the lineup we could see potentially going forward, or are you still looking at potentially any tweaks?
Yeah, well, it's been working. We wanted to maybe make it a little bit more fluid. I think once Philly gets in 100%, I think, we're going to, she's going to probably move back into that spot. But, I don't think it really matters. We've got a lot of players that are pretty good, and we could start different lineups. And I think, we have unselfish players, too, that I think would be okay with it.
In her progression, it seemed like in spurts, you saw what she's capable of doing.
Yeah. Oh, she's a work in progress, but she's such a talent, and she's working at it. She's getting in better shape, and we're actually playing a little bit more than maybe we had anticipated up until now. But she says she feels good. The trainers are saying she feels good, so we're letting her play a little bit more. But she's not ready to play a 25-minute, even a 20-minute game yet. But hopefully soon. We've got a gauntlet coming up. I look at these 2 teams that we just played. And then we've got Grand Canyon, who's picked to win the WAC. Then we play Auburn from the SEC. Then we go to Hawaii and play Georgia Tech and South Dakota State. And then we come back home and play Washington State and USC. My goodness, every one of those teams, postseason teams. who did the scheduling? But you know, it's going to make us better. But we don't have an off opponent. We've got to bring it every night. So that's
in Philly's absence.
Sarah is good. She's active, and yeah, I thought Sarah did a nice job tonight. Decent on the boards, and she's running the court. You know, tried to play point guard a couple times. I let her know that's probably not in her best interest or ours. But yeah, I'll tell you, she's really had a great year so far for us. And I think she'll just, you know, when the games get tighter, she's going to get more and more time.
Where do you feel like this team could still improve?
Oh, everywhere. We had too many turnovers tonight. I thought we were a little loose with the ball. You know, and I just think we've got to, you know, really focus on, you know, our three-point shooting. We've just got to be a little bit more efficient there as well. But no, I think we're improving. We got a long way to go. We're 4 games in, brand new team. But I'm really proud of the team. I'm pleased with where we're at.
Did you expect the depth to be like this going in?
Yeah. Yep.
Nani, Elisa, the bench has really felt like it's stepped in a couple big times this season. Where do you guys feel like you guys get the motivation and the confidence to be able to come in at key moments and really help spark the offense?
I mean, I think it's just from our teammates. You know, we all trust each other, whether you're starting or whether you're on the bench. Everybody's expected to come in and do their job. So.
Yeah, we also compete in practice a lot, so we're trying to be really deep, really balanced as a team. So I think we all can play each position.
I think Alexis at the beginning of this season talked about how unselfish this team was, and again, I feel like that kind of starts with the bench and your guys' role that you contribute. Do you feel like you guys are modeling that right now, being an unselfish team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of our key things that we talked about as a team at the beginning of the season is just that, you know, it's not going to take 1 or 2 people. It takes everybody, and with that comes unselfishness.
Nani, really efficient night tonight, or efficient day today. How do you think, like, what into that? Were you in the zone?
Man, I got to shout out Adi. She told me shout her out last time, but it's just, you know, coming in every day, getting up shots, and, you know, just doing what we do. So.
Elisa, was that a tough turnaround from Baylor Sunday night and into Monday for you guys? And just what was it like, just the emotion, having that game-winning shot and then having to get prepared, you know, less than 24 hours away and get ready for this game against North Texas?
So Kelly said we celebrate every win, but after we celebrated that, we were focusing on the next game. So I think our biggest opponent in the end is ourselves. And today we were a little bit in our heads in the first half, but then we picked it up, we played faster, and we got back to our own shape.
Was that just in your own heads? Was that just because of the tight turnaround, the early morning start? Why do you feel like you guys maybe got started a little bit slower offensively?
I think we're still getting used to doing the hard things every day, and sometimes we fall back into our bad habits. But we snapped out of it. The whole team did it. We all won the game together. So.
How important was the defensive presence? Because it really felt like that kept you guys in, especially early, to not allow North Texas to maybe take a big lead. How important do you feel like that was for you guys today?
That was huge. I think defense is always a huge thing because shots aren't always going to fall. You know, like the first half, we couldn't get anything to go in. And the only thing that matters really, what you can do at that point, is just keep locking down on D and doing what you're supposed to do. So.
Elisa, how do you think your defensive effort showed today? I mean, you had a couple steals and that draw and charge too. How do you think that your own effort plays into that?
I think it goes back to our team pressure. I think it's easier to be in the gap and get steals if there's pressure on the ball. So I think I take a lot of pride on defending, but also the team backs me off. And sometimes when I get beat, they help the help side. I know Ari Long took a charge one time I got beat, so we all work together in the end.
Lisa, your passing just over these last 4 games has really impressed me. I'm just wondering, how much do you work on passing, and where do you feel like that's a key strength of your game on the court?
I think I worked at it a lot when I was a kid. My mom is also a coach, so she went to the gym with me a lot, and just a lot of experience with playing. Having coaches that critique you in practice, just all of that.